Most students think studying longer means studying better. But let me tell you something that might shock you. The smartest students don't study the most. They study the best. Imagine two students. One grinds for 6 hours, drowning in coffee and flashcards. The other studies for 2 hours and still aces the exam. Who would you rather be? Because I'll be real with you. The number of hours you spend studying means nothing if you're using the wrong methods. And if you've ever sat at your desk for hours, rereading, highlighting, and still feeling unprepared, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But here's the good news. Studying less while getting better grades isn't a myth, it's a strategy. And if you apply it, you'll never waste another hour staring at a textbook again. Let's get into it. Step 1. Ditch the hours studied mindset. You ever hear people brag, "I studied for 10 hours straight"? Yeah, that means nothing, because studying isn't about time, it's about technique. Two students can study for the same amount of time, but one of them actually learns. Why? Because they use active recall, teach what they learn, and tackle their weakest points first. If you're just passively rereading, your brain isn't engaged. You're just memorizing words, not understanding concepts. So, stop counting hours. Start counting results. Step 2. Read backwards. Cramming the night before? Don't start at the beginning of the chapter. That's the slowest way to learn. Flip to the end. Look at the summaries, key points, and practice questions first. This way, you already know what's important before you even start reading. Then, do a quick pass through the chapter, scanning only the headings, charts, and bolded terms. Your brain will start making connections before you even dig into the details. And if you still have time, then, and only then, read the full chapter. But by this point, you'll already understand most of it. Step 3. Batch your subjects. Switching from math to English to science, that's killing your focus. Your brain takes time to shift gears, which means you're losing time every time you switch subjects. Instead, group similar tasks together. Knock out all your math problems in one session. Then, tackle writing-based subjects later. This way, you stay in the same mental flow and get more done in less time. And here's a trick. Within your batch, start with the easiest task. It'll warm up your brain, making the harder ones feel easier. Step 4. Give yourself less time. This one sounds weird, but hear me out. The more time you give yourself to study, the more time you'll waste. It's called Parkinson's Law. Work expands to fill the time you give it. If you have 3 days to write an essay, you'll take all 3 days. But if you give yourself 3 hours, you'll find a way to finish in 3 hours. So, set a timer. Give yourself deadlines. Trick your brain into working faster. You'll be shocked at how much you can accomplish when you don't give.